And we're back again. We're getting in a few extra streams while it's the holidays. Now, I did realize yesterday when I was looking at the tooltip for Christmas gifts in particular, let's find some over here, that it said that fall from the sky or spawned from a FICSmas gift tree. Now, I must have missed the point that when the tree unlocked further, so you had the giant tree, and then at a certain point, where was it? Relatively recently, in my defense, there was the FICSmas gift tree was unlocked. Now, I thought that was just a base decoration. Turns out it's something more functional. You can actually construct these other trees that each produce 15 gifts per minute that I can then fill up a container with. So that's nice. So I have a huge backlog now of gifts without having to run around and grab things that are falling from the sky, because that's a bit of a time sink, quite frankly. So I've set up this network over here. That is my Santa's workshop, basically, with a Leviathan standing in the middle of it, where I have 5 of those standing around. So that's 75 per minute going in and slowly filling up this container as a buffer. 15 per minute are going off to create blue and red baubles respectively. And then we have tree branches being produced over here for the wreaths at a rate of 20 per minute. And then we have candy canes being produced over here because we need wreaths and candy canes for the Wonder Stars that we're working on. The wreaths are being produced down here. We had 50 more of them available, so let's fill up that with some more tree branches. Over here we've repurposed one of our assemblers here to make the Wonder Stars, so I haven't hooked up any inputs, so I am just having to keep manually feeding that for now. I wonder whether I could just... I don't want to disrupt my main flow, because I'm probably going to want to create more of the, like, stators and smart batter, or smart... whatever the hell those... the third one in the phase 3, phase 2 anyway. What was it called? Automated wiring. I'm probably going to want to make more automated wiring in the future, so I don't want to disconnect this entirely. But I could probably put a storage container in alongside this. And can it snake out here? No, not right. Yep. I can at least reconstruct this later, that's fine. So we can do that, and then we can put more candy canes, and wreaths for that matter, in there. I have some more candy canes backed up from over here, don't I? Yes. Let's grab all of those. It's annoying how small they stack up, quite frankly. But they get used up first. And then it's a ratio of 100 candy canes to 25 wreaths. So doing it like that should keep it fed. Now, what that has allowed me to do is refocus on what I'm meant to be doing, which is steel production and space elevator component production. I also rigged up a actual power pylon across there. I was having issues with the power tripping. I think I had too many things overclocked, so my fuse actually tripped. So I've rearranged things a little bit where this Satisfactory up there, that is all being powered by a single power line up there, so I can disconnect the entire thing from the network if I need to. And then this is my one input into my base. Otherwise, I've moved all of my biomass from here as well. I should really do something about this power pole that's in the middle of a container. Never mind. I've moved my biomass production up to near my water pumps, because if things go off... Now, if everything trips, the coal power plants do also shut down, technically, so they're not consuming water, at least. So the water is backed up in there, so they can restart again. It's not too much of a problem, but just in case, I have the biomass producers up here, because they can be used to just, like, I can disconnect this and they can kickstart that. And that will feed through to the coal mine in the distance as well. Not that that's too much of a problem because I have a huge backlog. Though I have been working through it because I have had this foundry overclocked. I've only got it partially overclocked at the moment, so it's not as bad as it was. I think I'm using 60 per minute down at my steel plate production. So the idea is I'm producing just slightly more than what I'm using up here, yes. And then I'm producing these. These then have to be transported manually at the moment down to here. Because this is producing the versatile framework with the modular frames. That's the bit that I can't do myself. So that's what I'm waiting on now for phase 2 of the space elevator. That's going to take a little time to produce. There's my gold stars moving along. Fantastic, lovely tree toppers there. Now, I do have enough of the smart plating now to feed into the space elevator, and now we only have the versatile framework remaining. So that's nice. What I also need to do every now and then is... Just notice that looks like it's backed up there. Oh, that's right, yeah, my iron plate production is completely backed up because I'm not using as many of them anymore since I stopped making the extra iron plates. I also made sure to research tier 3 logistics because I need a tier 3 conveyor belt just for this bit here. Because we have 60, 60, and 60 coming in, which is 180, and tier 2 can only do 120. So that was kind of funny. I have a second jump pad set up here too to ferry me further, which I often miss, so I'm glad I managed to hit it there to demonstrate. So we can actually climb the power poles there and zipline across, but I'm fairly sure it's quicker just to walk sometimes. Okay, this is almost out, so that's good. Good timing. So what's my power looking like now? My maximum consumption is just above my overall capacity, but the current consumption is below my production, so that's okay for now. But I do have to be careful about what I overclock, which is why this is only overclocked once, but I'm going to be greedy and ramp that again, and hope that it survives. I do only have 2 biomass currently in the network, whereas previously I had 3. That's because I want to set up a new power base. I want to head south. Is it south? West. I think it might be southwest, actually. To where there's some other coal. Scan for coal. So we've got that one there. I believe it's on this island down here. Yes. Because the idea was to bring more coal up from there that we can then tie up another power network up kind of around here probably. There's more water over there, so we could send it that way. Because the problem is we've got the water up there at the moment. We could just put big pipelines down to like this plateau here as well otherwise. But either way, we'll then have the ability to set up more coal production and another bank of more steel production, sorry, and another bank of power plants. So that'll be nice. But we're pretty happy with progress as it stands. So the only problem is just the time it takes for the versatile framework to be produced. Essentially, that is the blocker. But again, we can help just to make sure it doesn't get backed up by doing a little bit of manual crafting. And steel beams craft pretty quickly, because it goes bang, 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 bang very quickly. Now the other thing I was going to look at is actually the batteries, the power storage. Because we are commonly producing mandatory more than we're actually consuming based on our coal, If we have just a bit of a battery, then that'll help to provide a little bit of extra resilience above just the fact of what our bioreactors can produce as well. I believe the idea is that bioreactors will never, biomass burners will never feed into the batteries, but we're currently producing excess on our coal quite consistently. So I'll see what they need. I think they need some encased beams. Yes, 5 encased beams each. Alright. And a bunch of modular frames, which we have plenty of at the moment. Okay, so change of plans from feeding into the versatile framework assembler. We're going to make 15 of these, and then we're going to make 3 batteries and put them up. We have so much wire. We have a huge backlog. So much so that I actually repurposed the other one to make copper sheets, so I can make huge amounts of pipelines if I need to. So then we can come down here, and our assembler, we will feed in our excess there. Now, where do we want to put them? I feel I want to put them up where all the rest of my power infrastructure is. That kind of makes sense, right? I wonder if they'll fit on these foundations, in fact. How big are they? Fairly large. But not so large that they won't... Oh, it says surface is too uneven. Oh, that's annoying. You can extend off a little bit. That's really irritating. Well, my idea was to put it here. That said, I can actually remove the foundation from underneath here now and just put 2s in, and then it doesn't look so bad with the coal. It's annoying that the half ones still cost exactly the same amount though. It's kind of rude. We'll do half foundation 4 meter. Can you not stat stupidly? Zoop. Okay. Well, that doesn't look quite as bad anyway. So the batteries could always go down the back here instead, is another possibility. Do that. Then we'll put the 2s around the outside. I guess the 2s were an afterthought, right? These should be a good enough platform for us to put our power storage on now. So... which way around we want to go? That way, I think. We can go 1 there, 1 there, and then 1 there. Nice. And then we'll have a power pole down here, around the corner, just slightly. And we'll do that to here, that to there, there, and there. Now we have extra battery power. And it'll take a while to fill up, I'm sure. Especially when you have so many things overclocked. But that's fine, it'll get there eventually. And it's just a little bit of added resilience. Fill up you first. I know I should just put a conveyor belt down, really, shouldn't I? I think this even uses them faster. Yeah, it uses them twice as fast as I can produce them anyway, so it kind of doesn't matter whether there's a conveyor belt or not. So we're halfway on our space elevator. On that particular one. Nice. I needed a lot more iron ingots, didn't I, for the blue baubles to keep those going. Because I've got so much that needs to be done for those as well. I've also been making more branches there, because I feel that's something that I need a lot more of. Yeah, these are backing up there. These are a steady stream, because screws still get used. So I've stopped filling up the one that produces rotors as well. Which is you. Yeah, I stopped filling you up as well. So I have an excess of rotors for now. I'm sure I will need more. You are not full, you are in fact empty. That's kind of what I expected. Some more iron into here, just to keep that going nice and long time. Candy canes. Tree branches. I should probably feed both of those into a common container, to be honest, if I can. Need to try and merge them. Bring the outputs out into a lift. And have a merger down here. So then I can have the out go out that way, have one side come up this way, which can go into a lift there, have you come out there, and then have you do a similar sort of thing. What if I can just... Can I fit a lift directly on you? I want you going down instead. There we go. Good. Nice. Have you going like so. Maybe we'll just... I don't know what sort of angle that's on, but it's pretty decent. Alright, and then have a container. Yeah. Because otherwise they keep stopping when they're full, and I don't want them stopping. I want them to keep on going. So I can just come over here and pull out all of these. I should move the other two that I have producing these as well, quite frankly, because he's producing 20 per minute. How much do I use? I feel I use more than 20 per minute anyway. I use 30 per minute, yes, exactly. Well, I do have another 20 per minute being produced by this one, to be fair. But it's one that I have to manually feed. Iron ore, I'm probably going to need to feed in some more. I really did think, now how can I get a direct conveyor? I mean, I do have all of these iron plates, so I could make just a huge snake of iron ore that can divert off all the way up. That's enough to make a lot of conveyor belts. Because we've got iron ore coming out here. We have a three-way splitter, but we're only using 2 of them. Now this is 120 each. Each of these is using 60 per minute. This needs to then be a tier 3, but that requires steel. Because we've got tier 3 coming in, we need tier 3 coming out. Or we just split it off one of these. I mean, we already have a separate container buffer here that is also full, by the way. So we could do a separate splitter here. Because we can just do that. And then just have this coming out here parallel. Now, how do I want it going is the next question. I probably want it going around the back. So maybe we bring it over like here or something. And then we put a lift in here to go across here. And then we want to bring it up there. We want it to be on that level. Pop. And then we just run it over here somewhere. Okay, it's going to be too long, so we just need to... I don't want to crowd out other development, but I'm not really going to develop this area any further, I don't think. So I want it to go round the back of the copper, I think. Okay, and then it'll be to the left of the concrete at least. Don't have an easy way to jump on top of it. there and go up here. Just going to go over the top of the power lines. It's kind of clipping. These power lines aren't doing anything anyway, come to think of it. They're no longer functional, I don't think. But it'll be over the top of anything that we do there with that, with the space elevator. That's important. Okay, and then we want to bring it around the back here. That's too long, okay. Oh, we're coming up here and we want to be down here. Oops, we're... actually, no, that's not too bad. But we probably wanted to actually make this pole only a 1 height instead. So let's connect it across here, make it a 1 height, because it's starting to descend. Come in here. Alright, so that will eventually get iron ore coming in, but only at a rate of 60. And we're wanting it to be a rate of 90. Now we've got a production line here, which is plates, right? Yeah, reinforced iron plates. We have a lot of those. That's what the iron plates are meant to be coming in for. But they've been backed up because this keeps halting as well. This is making the modular frames. Is this now full of modular frames? No, not quite. It's just very slow. It only uses 3 per minute of the reinforced iron plates, and this produces 5 per minute. So it's slow, but it's gradual. We've ceased production of the one that was over here, I believe. That was the... Where was this going? That was this one. Yeah, this was repurposed as stators. I think I might want to actually change this back to being the stitched iron plates again, come to think of it. Yeah, because we've got so much wire, and then I can start putting just a ton of iron plates. There's already some still backlogged in there. Because the reinforced iron plates are things that I think I want to have lots of. This one, there we go. Just take out a ton of these. Now is the problem that my power network might trip again. Because everything was backed up, which meant that my consumption was low. But now that I'm firing up a lot of production again, that means that it's risky. It means it's more likely that it might trip again. Because I'm actually using things. And then that doesn't have something coming out of it, does it? No. But this is the wreaths. Wreaths are over here. This is definitely something I wish I could hook up. It's a case of I should really have this one actually making the wreaths, but I would then have to put everything into a container, and instead I don't want that. Hang on, I could always train a conveyor belt up and over temporarily, couldn't I? Okay, it's yellow instead. There we go. That. And then put a lift off the back there. Almost one that's going into a container, really. There. Instead of this merging there, maybe I want to run this straight down here instead. There we go. Have them all coming down straight into here. I'm only producing 20 and I'm using 30, so I'm still going to end up with backlogs. Or like, it'll just stutter every now and then, but that's fine. Okay, well, so steel production will never cease completely. But it's not going to be as much as I would like. Well, it will be, because I just need to go and empty one of those other containers again. At least I have a nice pathway that I can follow. Ideally, I want to be on top of it. Go running against a conveyor belt is never very good. So you are still full. Let's fix that. So the idea is that I'll fill up the container. It will still start to empty out over time. I mean, also the coal is also something that backlogs. Or will cease to backlog. Like, I can't keep up the 90 rate that it's been doing. So chuck that all in there. So this can fire up again properly. Yeah, I can't keep up the 90 rate because I will run out of coal. So there's only 2 in there and 4 in there. Okay. I don't want to run out of coal. So that means this gets scaled back. And now it means that it'll be being fed and it'll completely back up. But every now and then, maybe I can fire it up. Or I get more coal going into it. Either way. But these buffers will never fill up now, because these are each 15. So the idea is that they're all full, but they're burning at a rate of, set rate of 15, which means there's only 45 spare coming through, and that's exactly what this uses. And now we've got 60 coming through from here. So we've got a continuous flow, and this will actually back up, and it'll all back up down there. But that's fine. Every now and then maybe I fire this up again a little bit more. We can also get more coal ourselves. We could also overclock the mine, but then we'd need to upgrade the entire conveyor belt, because the 120 coming in is what we're sustaining. So we would have to back up, like overclock the mine. So it could produce at least 180. But then we'd need all of these, which cost steel beams, to upgrade. And it's a 6 one half the other, because then I'd be using steel beams that I otherwise want to use down here. Yeah, this is now not backlogging again, that's the problem. We're not getting any extra. That's where we want to work on things ourselves. So we can't fit 2 mines onto one thing. In the meantime, we could always overclock the mine and just put a container in place, and we'd just have to manually ferry the extra. It's an acceptable middle ground. Okay, we've got another 100, so that's good. Takes us up to 600. We're getting there. So unfortunately, it's just that it keeps stopping. I also don't know what happens with these space elevator components over time. Am I going to just need to keep making more and more of these specifically, or are we going to pivot to different ones? Guess we'll find out. I think that might be what I do. I go over to my mine and I overclock it, which isn't too bad. It only uses like 10 power or something, so that should be fine. We have a nice big network here. I also made those fairy lights. I was hoping they'd be multicolored, given that it uses the multicolored baubles in order to create it. And hop onto this one. We haven't yet upgraded this yet. Oh. Okay. I never know whether I can just keep holding it down between transitions here. It kind of screws up. I also need to do something about those toxic things. I need to see if I can blow them up. Yeah, I think it makes more sense to try and do a nice release and transition through the tree. And now we just run up here instead, because it's safer. Okay, so the point is that here we want to be able to put a container in. Oh, we don't have any steel extra on us, do we? Darn, I should have brought some steel so I could do a 270 coming from here. No, you're fine. So you're doing 120 per minute. If we overclock you once, it'll be 180 a minute. So you'll start to back up here. It's only 8.5 megawatts, which is fine. Alright. And now we want to be able to put a container in up here. So we don't have to upgrade everything. Is this long enough for a container? Oh, it was actually coming all the way from the thing, that's fine. Then the answer is yes. It is long enough. This needs to be Mark II. And this will do fine. No, it won't. We now need a lifter. Need at least a lift Mark II for now. Oh, bugger. Okay, it's not quite going to connect up properly. Darn. Okay. Okay, I guess I need to work this out first. Of course, it has to be just not quite right, doesn't it? We want to turn it this way. But we kind of want to bring it this way first. As much as I can. Oh, we want this to be Mark II, but for now this is fine. Bring it as close to here as possible. Like that, perhaps. This looks like it should be fine connecting there. No. Every time I think that, oh yeah, that looks fine, it's not. Stupid thing. How about that? Okay, good. So that worked there. That we need to upgrade there. And that we need to, okay, send into there. Good. And we can pull out the excess. And put that into here. Because this will back up. Right, now we need to get... How many steel plates will it be? 4 and 4. We get 8 steel beams. I could also deconstruct the mine and just twist it a bit to be facing a bit better, but we've got this worked out now, so that's fine. Because the idea is we want this to back up, and then at least we can just manually come and snag some more of that until such point as we have everything upgraded. It was a long time where no coal was coming through here, but there was at least a decent backlog. How many Nobelisks do I have? What's the arc like on throwing these? Maybe good enough? Cool. So it destroys them. Does that stop the gas? I feel I can get closer now. Can I hop up to this one? Good. I'll grab the yellow slug while I'm here. I've got to work my... Ooh, okay. Nope. Nope. Ow. I fell. Now I can't see what I'm doing. I should probably not bother with this. I don't need the yellow power slug. I have been getting low on power shards, though, because I have been making so many more other things. Bonk. Poof. Should be close enough. Okay, that'll make this way a little bit safer to just jump up here instead. Throw. Oh, nice. Good throw. Even if I do say so myself. I could put a power line up there too if I want, just to make it much easier to get up there. Okay. Can I get the lob? Ooh, from downtown. Oof. That's not going to be close enough. No, okay. I've got a few of these, because I picked up a bunch of them. Hey, got it. Alright, that means that I should be able to put a power pole up there. Just doesn't need to be live, but... And then we just ride up here. It's really good to know that these actually do get destroyed, because there was a bunch over on the plateau. Good. So we have this cleared off. Yeah, there's a bunch more over on the plateau. I was wondering, what am I going to use explosives for? Well, this, just to make the environment a little bit safer. So we'll sacrifice 8 steel beams in order to increase production on all of them. Got a good stack here anyway. Now, these will be starting to fill up. That one doesn't fill up as quickly, at least. And then you're almost certainly out. Yep. You're getting a steady input of wreaths, but candy canes is the thing I need to keep you stocked on still. Ah, but you have this coming in here. That's right. I did that intentionally. Ah. Huh. Ha-ha. Oh, it's clipping? Well, I mean, I'm not using the wire at the moment, so... And let's be honest, this should be using a lift anyway. But at the very least, we can just do this and just have candy canes going in. And now both sides, we're just producing stars out the wazoo. And then we put a lift on here, facing this way. And we have that feeding into here. Not that we're using it at the moment, are we? Oh yeah, we are, because we're doing that, but it's full. There we go. That's right. We're going to use those to upgrade the iron path.